Good evening, everybody. I am starting off the toast tonight. My name is Jeremy Crittenden, and I am Ella's dad. And on behalf of the Crittenden family and the Clair family, I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and celebrating Ella and Oliver with us. They're both sweet people individually and even a sweeter couple. But I know that a lot of you traveled, some of you traveled an hour up here from Cedar Rapids, some of you traveled 4 days, driving from California in a motorhome. And some of you flew in and some of you drove. Anyway, we just thank you for being here and spending time with us. Your presence means a lot to us, so thank you. I also want to say thank you to those who've helped to make this wedding and reception, this wedding and reception possible. So many friends and family helped out in so many ways, and if I started naming names, I'd probably leave somebody out. So I'm not going to go there, but I want to just thank everybody who's helped with decorating, with food, with so much. Thank you for helping us that way. I want to thank my wife, Jen. She's been my partner in crime for 30 years now, and we've been raising kids for 27 of those 30 years. And she, the person you see in Ella, is a lot because of her and what she's done over all the years. You are blessed. Thank you. I want to say thanks to Ryan and Mary. You guys we prayed for many years for a future husband for our daughter Ella. And, things we prayed about would be that he would be a man who loves Jesus, someone who followed Christ wholeheartedly and have a teachable, humble spirit, humble heart, would love our daughter and love her like Christ loves the church. And without a doubt, Oliver is the answer to those prayers. And I know that's a lot of Christ, it's a lot of you guys pouring into him over so many years. So thank you. Thank you both. Oliver. Welcome to our family. My first impression of you, the first time that you came onto my radar, we were at Cedar Valley watching Ella, I think, in some kind of a choir thing or something. And Jen nudges me and she says, "Hey, there's that guy, that guy back there likes Ella." And so I look back and you're like watching Ella. This is before, I think, the note after the last day of school, your freshman year thing. So anyway, I was like, man, he's really got a pretty big crush on her. I can just tell by how he's looking at her and watching her. Like, man, she's gonna let him down pretty hard, but didn't happen. But, I can't believe I'm welcoming into my family a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Oh, Vikings!
So, as a Vikings fan, I can tell a lot about a person by the team they root for. Vikings fans, they're very loyal through the toughest of times. The Vikings have been through a lot of tough times. So I know that when you and Ella have tough times, you're going to be loyal, just like you are loyal to your Vikings. I also know Vikings fans who are very well acquainted with things like disappointment, heartbreak, and loss. On a more serious note, there's a lot of Viking fans in the room here, so I'm probably upsetting some people. I'm a Bears fan. Go Bears! And I'll have a lot of time to work on Oliver here, so your Grandpa Dean got to you first, but... All right, on a serious note, I really enjoyed getting to know you, Oliver, in all seriousness, and I really seen how much you love my daughter, Ella. But most importantly, I've seen your character and seen your humble spirit, that you're a man of integrity, and that you love Christ, and then you're continuing to grow into the man God has created you to be. And so today, I entrust Ella in your care. And I know you understand that responsibility of loving her, of serving her, protecting her, providing, and leading your family in the faith. And I know you take that seriously. Ella. As Ella's dad, I got a couple stories here. Page 2. Ella kept us guessing from the beginning. She was a kid who, when she was first born, her first year of life, year and a half of life, you could hardly get her to smile. She just had this serious look about her pretty much all the time. One of our friends, Dave Eastburn here, used to call her the sober judge. The sober judge. And when she's about 18 months old, we have these pictures taken, like you go to Penny's, right? And you get the cameraman. He could not get her to smile. So we got these pictures, and she's just, little pictures. And at the time, we weren't very happy about it, but looking back, it's kind of funny. But somewhere along the way, that smile came out, and it never stopped. She started smiling more and more. And she's got the most beautiful smile. Not just because of how she looks, but because of the heart it reflects. One of my favorite things about Ella is that you really enjoyed spending time with Jen and I. We kind of joke that she's our third wheel. Most teenagers, you kind of get your independence and you want nothing to do with your parents. And that wasn't you. It was like Ella was our third wheel on most of our dates as she was a teenager. And, just spending time together, biking, camping, taking walks around the neighborhood, doing stuff on vacations, the third person in our canoe, dragging us down the Volga River. And the Volga River was only a river in name only that day, because we spent more time out of the canoe than in the canoe. But Eastburns and I, those times, remember that day pretty well. Those are some memories, Ella, that I always treasure. Another thing that stands out to me about you is you're just never in a hurry for the next thing. You're just enjoying the moment that you're in and being present. Not many people do that. Most people are chasing the next thing. And so I just appreciate that about you. You're also the most selfless person I know. She's the peacemaker in our family. Like Jesus, she puts the needs of everybody else ahead of her own, and puts their needs and desires ahead of her own. She has a humility that just draws people to her. She's easy to love. But she's also funny. She is very funny, very quick-witted, sharp, and has this sense of humor. She could get my dad here laughing so hard that he cries on several occasions. They get each other. But underneath that humor and everything else is just a sweetness that's always defined her. She could make Papa Hart here cry by waving goodbye, saying goodbye, and saying, "I'm going to miss you in my heart." Speaking of crying, we've done a fair amount of that this week. I'm going to try really hard not to. I want to get through this. Ella, I'm going to miss you in my heart. You are one of my favorite people to spend time with. And just coming home and seeing your smile and energy is something I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss those wet-haired hugs. I'm going to miss closing down the drapes at night and you yelling, "Fishbowl!" Inside joke there. But Genesis 2:24 says that a man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two shall become one. And today that verse has a new meaning for your mom and I. And I'm happy that you guys are married. I'm excited for the life that's beginning for the two of you, and I couldn't be happier to welcome Oliver to our family. But if I'm honest, there is a part of me that feels the weight of the words, "leave your father and mother." And I know that's God's design. I know that's how it's supposed to be. I know you and Oliver need to have the freedom to go build your own family, your own life, make your own decisions, and not worry about what your mom and I think about your decisions. I want you to do that. I want you to follow God and do that together. I understand all that. But I also know that our relationship going forward it's going to be different. It's not worse, just different. And while a part of me kind of aches a little bit in my heart at that reality, I'm still, part of me is, the other greater part of me is overflowing with joy for the happiness of the two of you. It's been a privilege to be your dad, your mom, and I love you deeply. And we couldn't be more proud of the woman that you've become. Okay, I got through that, I didn't cry, it's good. But before I finish, I know as a parent of an adult, I'm not supposed to give unsolicited advice, that's part of the deal, but you gave me a mic at your wedding, so you're gonna get it. I have some unsolicited advice for the two of you. Over the years, I've heard people say that marriage is 50-50. I would encourage you to make it 100-100. Marriage isn't about each person only doing half of what's required to be done. It's really about giving your whole self to the other person. Now, I want to challenge you to give 100% of yourself, understanding and meeting Oliver's needs. And Oliver, I want you to give 100% of yourself to understanding and meeting Ella's needs. Almost done. When each of you is focused on loving and serving the other, there isn't much room left for selfishness. Jay talked about selfishness here today in your wedding, and I agree. I should have shouted amen, because what kills weddings kills marriage is selfishness. When you're both giving 100% to the other, generally your needs are going to be met. My second piece of advice is to always turn towards God and towards each other when you go through times of adversity. This is one of the happiest days of your life, but there are going to be difficult days ahead. And life is hard at times. There'll be disappointments and things that are going to test your marriage and your faith. When those days come, don't isolate yourself from each other. Turn toward each other. Turn toward God. Lean on each other. Pray together. Carry each other's burdens. You're there to help each other, and I want you to do that. So with that, I did bring my glass up here. Let's raise our glasses to Ella and Oliver. May God bless you richly. May God use you to glorify himself, and may those who know you be blessed through your marriage as well. Ella and Oliver.
I'm Elizabeth, your sister, and I have the privilege of being her matron mom. I hate public speaking, but anything for us. Obviously, I've known Ella my whole life. I still remember the day that we were born. It was a really, really hot July day. I mean, I was only like 4.5, but I still remember we went to go get you an outfit in the afternoon. It was Grandma Sue, Logan, Ethan, and I. And our car broke down at Target, and we got to get slushies. So it was a good day. Got a sister and slushies. As a toddler, like my dad alluded to, Ella was kind of grumpy. Something you failed to mention about the JCPenney's pictures was Ella also had previously before then taken some scissors to her hair and had a very chopped haircut. So that's also just, I remember we took some scissors into the upper bedroom and some things happened. But yeah, you're, like my dad said, you're always smiling now. Another thing when we were little, it's always a super nice older sister, obviously. I'd always end up making Ella cry, and I would sit on top of her, and I would tell her, stop crying, don't tell Mom. If you don't tell Mom, I'll be your best friend. You believe me every time. And yeah, because Ella is incredibly loyal and trusts people, she never told on me. And at the time, I never would have imagined that one day we'd actually be best friends, but here we are. Anyone who knows Ella knows how deeply she loves and cares about people. She has such a huge heart and always thinking about her friends and family before herself. Doing this wedding has been so easy because Ella is literally the easiest bride and the easiest person to celebrate. Over the years, as she's known Oliver, I've gotten to see a new kind of love and care as your relationship has grown. I watched the way Ella talks so highly of Oliver and makes time for him and intentionally includes him into our family. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't quite so sure about Oliver at first. He's really nice, but he was really quiet. I was like, how is he gonna survive with this loud, outgoing sister of mine? But as I've gotten to know Oliver, I've gotten to see his heart for Ella, see the way that he loves and supports her and encourages her. But most importantly, I've gotten to see how you push Ella towards Jesus. And that is the only thing I could have asked for in a partner for her. The way you've pursued Christ through a dating relationship, engaged relationship, has been such an encouragement to me and everyone around you. And I'm excited to see how God uses you together in marriage. When things get hard, and I say when, not if, because they will get hard, remember Isaiah 43, 2-3, which says, it was actually the verse of the day too. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. And when you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you, for I am the Lord your God. No matter what you two go through, God will always be with you. Oliver, I know my sister is going to be in really good hands. It's been cool to see how you and Ben have become such good friends. I think even through that, I've gotten to know you even more. Seeing the way that you and Ben have connected has been really encouraging and cool to see. One thing I do need to warn you about, Ella has a bit of a temper sometimes. But to be fair, most Crittendens do, so. But she also has one of the biggest hearts, and I know she will love you fiercely and unconditionally. Please take good care of my best friend. Please join me in raising a glass to Ella and Oliver. May your marriage be full of love and faith and following Jesus with an intense zeal.
Greetings. They say not everyone meets their hero, but Oliver met me March 28, 2010. Well, I'm Owen, Oliver's younger brother, but also his best man. 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7 says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres." I would like to start out by saying how proud I really am of Oliver and Ella. They started dating sophomore year, and I honestly find it super encouraging how they've worked out and are getting married. Through the good and hard times, Ella and Oliver stayed strong together by keeping their faith placed firmly on the Lord. While I know they appreciated the alone time they could find at the house, they were always open to hang out with the family and bond with us, even if they haven't seen each other in a bit. It's been amazing watching their relationship grow and observing how they genuinely love for each other and have a genuine bond. I look up to Oliver in a lot of ways, and I'm honestly so proud of the man of God he has become, and he has shown himself to be over the past few years of us growing closer as brothers, but also as friends. I not only look up to Oliver and Ella as people, but I also look up to their relationship and the character they hold each other accountable to be. They hold each other accountable to live as Christ would. I forever will look up to Oliver and Ella's relationship as one I aspire to build. So Oliver and Ella, I love you guys, and I'll always look up to both of you. Thank you for living out 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and being such good examples for me. I pray God's goodness will continue to shine through you guys. Love you tons, Oliver, and I'm honored to be your best man.